Hey guys, Adam here, and we are back talking about our go to war if crap hits the fan rifle. It's kind of what me and Mike were talking about on the podcast this week. Like, what is your ideal setup? And Mike and I were very similar, but there were some things that like differed. And the rifle I talked about, I actually haven't built yet. I'm in the process of building that next. And it's a hybrid between two rifles that are my two go-tos right now. I have two go-to rifles. This next one's kind of the hybrid in between. And I'm looking at Sons of Liberties 13.7. So Mike over there, Mike, we're trying to get a Sons gun. So Mike, just saying. But guys, right now, like I said, two go-to rifles I love. I have my 14.5 Geisley and I have my 11.5 BCM. And right now they're kind of a hybrid in between which one I would pick. And we'll start at the tip here of this guy and talk about why. First and foremost, I do shoot suppressed. This is not my favorite suppressor. My Surefire is not by any means. My 30 cal Dead Air Sandman actually I love a lot more. I think that Mike is going to turn me on to some Q suppressors and show me the way. So we'll see how that works, but I'm curious. But not my favorite suppressor, but it is a tough suppressor. It does work really well on 5.56. It suppresses pretty good. Flash suppression, pretty good. Noise, kind of like baffling, shooting at different directions, pretty good. But no suppressor is perfect in my opinion. You're going to have pros and cons to every suppressor. So, end of the day, I do like suppression, but I do like having a way that I can quick detach if I want to take it off. And of course, this is something that Mike and I did talk about was the light. And we kind of had different opinions on lights and if we need them. At the end of the day, we both agreed in a combat setup or in a recce setup or any kind of like tactical setup, having some kind of white light is probably important. There are ones where you can do white light and IR light, which is cool too, depending on your night vision setup. But at the end of the day, I do like having a light on my gun. I like Surefire. I'm kind of straying away from them. I am running a mod light head on my BCM, and I'm going to try a cloud as well soon here. But Mike has been trying to turn me on to some Tacticon stuff. So more to come on that, but Tacticon's coming out with some pretty interesting gear. Affordable lights, so you're not breaking the bank at $400, $500, $600 for a light because sometimes it's what they cost. It's kind of crazy. So we'll see what happens there. I do like the 14.5 length. 14.5 honestly is a great length. It will do what you need to do where 5.56 is good. And 5.56, honestly, guys, is great to about what that 500-yard mark for accuracy. Lethality, questionable, right? Depending what load you're running. I would say, 400 meters, 304 yards, whatever one you want to use. It's probably where you're more lethal, right? And 300 is probably where you're really lethal and inward. So lethality wise, this is going to hit whatever we're trying to reach at that lethality point. Not reaching just because the bullet can get out there. And there's a big difference too in that. I understand 5.56, 223 is a great round, but there's better rounds to go further. But right now it's the most common round in the US for rifles. So it only makes sense to probably have your gun chambered in something that you can pick up off the ground if you're a winner. If you're a loser, well then you supplied everyone else with their 5.56, 223. So choice is yours. You better go out and fucking train. Just saying. So guys, that being said, I do love this gun. LVPO on this one, I am torn between an LVPO and running an EOTech, which I talked about with my G33 magnifier, which I'll show you in a second. Honestly, I think if I had to pick right now, because I'm talking about 300 yards and in for lethality, I'm okay with running an EOTech with a 3x magnifier. It works for me. You can get the 5x magnifier as well. That's great. But for me, that works. It's plenty of magnification for what I need to do, in my opinion. If I'm running a rucky gun trying to push out further, I'm probably going to run an optic, an LVPO, and I'm probably running a different caliber, different barrel length of gun to push out a little further if I needed that. So it's all about like, METTC, which we're going to talk about in another video. That's a little military term for y'all don't know. And Stacker actually has a really good video on that. So go check out the Stacker Actual or the Actual Stacker, depending on where you're looking at him or how I say it because I forget sometimes, but I love him. So he's my homie. But go check him out. He has a video on METTC. But guys, great gun, but this is not the perfect setup. I am running a B5 stock on it, and I do love my B5 stock because it does carry 6 CR123 batteries in here, which you'll see why in a second when I show you my other gun on why that's important to me. I do run the Bravo Company furniture. They do have a little compartment in there. I do run an extra bolt bolt kit, like repair kit, and then I also run a firing pin because honestly, the bolt, the extractor from the bolt, or the firing pin are probably the things going to break in this gun. If anything's going to break in this gun minus the optic, it's probably those pieces. So having those extra pieces that I can just throw, boom, good to go, right? So I am a fan of that. So I do love this gun, but it's not my perfect setup. It's almost there. It's almost there. So you do ask, well, Adam, what is your perfect setup then, Adam? And I will show you my perfect setup. Not really. This is my other hybrid to my perfect setup, guys. So I do love my 11.5, and I'm running the Surefire on there, 30 cal can, which does a great job. I do like night vision, so having some kind of IR device is important to me. This is not the Gucciest, but it works for right now because we all know IR devices, guys, are not cheap, just like flashlights. So we are running the mod light head on the Surefire body. Works great. We're running a mod light pressure pad on this one. And what I do like about this one is it has an adjustable gas block, which you talked about. I love adjustable gas blocks. I have the JP Enterprises adjustable gas block because shooting 11.5 on a carbine length system with a suppressor can get gassy as heck in your face. So unless you like the money shot, which I'm not a fan of personally, unless I'm getting paid, never mind. I'm not a fan of it. So with that being said, adjustable gas block does really help with that. There's other ways to combat that, which Mike talked about, which he's not wrong. It's just kind of my way, you know. It's a way, not the way. So we get to the my favorite part, my EO tech. And some people, oh, I hate these. I love them, guys. I've been training with this thing. It's super accurate. I do like my G33 magnifier. I do run the Uni Tactical mounts. Yes, they are not cheap, but I love them, and love them or hate them, they work well, and to me, they're a good investment. The one thing we didn't talk about was lowers. Guys, yeah, you can have an ADM or a Radiant Gucci lower. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Have a good lower as long as it's not an Anderson lower. Go buy an arrow. Some guys are like, oh, arrows are out of spec, blah, blah, blah. Bro, manufacturing things happen, but I can tell you on the whole, arrow makes good lowers. If I'm wrong or you think I'm dumb, tell me in the comments below. That's cool. I don't mind, bro. But run arrows. I do have arrow lowers as well. Actually, my other one, my Geisley is running arrow lower. And either way, doesn't matter. Just run what you can afford. It's a lower, guys. It's a lower. I am running a Gauzy trigger. I do like the two-stage trigger, the combat trigger. It's up to you. That's shooter preference. I'm a fan of two-stage triggers, and I'm running the Radian safety selector switch, which does do the 45 degree and or will do the 90 depending on how you set it up. So it can do either or. And then we talked about the B5 stock, guys. Remember, 6 batteries? Well, we have 2 CR123s here. We have 2 CR213 batteries here, and we have 2 CR213 batteries, CR123 batteries here as well. So that's 6, guys. There's 6 there. I had 6 backups. Same thing. I'm running an extra firing pin, and I'm running an extra bolt in there with an extra bolt carrier repair kit. So we're kind of looking at all situations, scenarios that we could fix those things. Granted, it's 11.5, so does it fall short? I mean, does it always have to be super long to do the trick? It doesn't, gentlemen. You just got to know how to use it. But this will shoot out to 300 yards, no problem, and it will be very lethal still. So it will work. It depends on your situation. Honestly, if I had to pick right now, if you told me today, what I would do is I would actually take my ADM lower, because I do like my MX lower. I would run my BCM. I would take off my upper receiver from my Geisley, throw it in a backpack, and have the option to do both. So that would be my solution for right now. Now, there is something else that I've been pondering with, and I'll be honest, I do like, and that's that long stroke piston, because who doesn't like a long stroke? Long stroke piston, the ADM MK111. And this is kind of cool, guys, especially for my AK dudes. They're all about that fucking piston long stroking, right? So it's nice. It's a super quick adjustable gas block on here, so you can adjust it depending if you're running suppressed or not. I do like running this gun suppressed, and this one's kind of a budget gun right now for the most part. It is tax stamped because Uncle Sam got me there, but we're running a Streamlight on it. We are running a Hollow Sun dot. This is the what is it? The HE5 110CR. Someone will tell me I'm wrong. I don't know, guys. I can't remember all the optic names. I'm not good at that. Not by any means. But we are running arrow lower as well, but we're still running the same manual fire when it comes to the BCM, the Radiant, and the fire control group. So I do like running the same trigger, the same grip, the same safety, because the manual of arms is the same. But for the most part, guys, I am debating if could this be useful. Now, if something breaks on here, not as easy to repair or to grab parts off the ground from the losers of the game as a DI gun. So that's also food for thought. Got to think about that. But right now, guys, honestly, if I had to pick a go-to rifle, it'd be a 13.7, probably Sun's gun. I would like adjustable gas block. We would do a key mod, adjusted muzzle device, so we can actually throw on a key mod device real quick, and boom, get our suppressor on there. I like that. I like that setup, guys. It works really, really well in my opinion. Running M-Lock, because I like M-Lock, is what it is. I'll run a full rail too. I've been debating about going back to a full pick rail. They're kind of cool. They're kind of coming back in style as well. So running that, I'm going to run an EOTech with my magnifier, my B5 stock, my Geisy trigger. There's a couple things I'm going to have for sure, but I can adjust other things. When it comes down to it, it's not about the gun. It's about you, right? So we can talk about what's the best ideal gun. I can tell you, if this is all you have is 11.5 and you train with this gun all the time, then bro, go to town. You're probably going to be the winner. You're probably going to be the winner. And when you're the winner, you can pick up things like extra ammo, extra parts, maybe better optics. So training for that situation, that probably will never come. But if it does, you want to be the winner. And when you're the winner, you can just get whatever the loser's left behind. Just saying. So that's my ideal setup, guys. It's not a perfect answer. It's kind of a growing and evolving answer, because if you're stuck in one thing forever, that's kind of crazy in life. Like, I don't care if it's guns, I don't care if it's anything else. Like, you kind of have to evolve and kind of work through and see new things and learn about new firearms coming out, or try this firearm you haven't tried before. Don't get stuck into a brand or a style because your dad had that style, your grandfather had that style. I get it. Respect, homage, collect that thing, but maybe there's something better out there. We do it for cars, we do it with everything in life, right? Brand wise. Don't be brand loyal. Be loyal to what works. I used to love Glocks and only Glocks. Now I shoot SIG primarily. Still like Glocks. It's just like I like SIGs a little bit better now after shooting them. It's preference, and that's okay. If you love Glocks, still heck yeah. If you love Smith & Wesson, guys, train with what you have. It's okay if all you can afford is a Palmetto State Armory rifle. They're just fine. They're good rifles. But train with it. I'd rather you spend half that money that you would have spent on that Gucci rifle and have ammo and go out and train with it, or spend money for classes. Don't worry about what other people have or what the gram is showing you. It's all about training. It's all about being proficient with a tool that you buy. Guys, these are tools. Remember that. Hey guys, if no one told you today, have a good day. I love you. We'll talk to you soon.